As a diabetic, you've probably been recommended to drink more tea as part of your diet. Tea can deliver a myriad of benefits, from reducing inflammation, enhancing detoxification, and improving digestion, which are all essential steps to regulate your insulin sensitivity and your blood glucose levels. Green tea and its different varieties are considered some of the healthiest drinks in the world, and among those varieties is matcha, which allegedly has strong healing and regenerative properties. But can it be highly beneficial for diabetics? Or should you exercise caution? Stay tuned to find out. In this video, we'll break down the downsides and benefits of matcha tea. We'll explore the difference between green tea and matcha. We will also reveal shocking discoveries and answer the ultimate question: can people with diabetes drink matcha? But before we get started, can you do us a favor and like this video, ring the bell for future notifications, and make sure to subscribe to the Diabetics Talk channel for more help managing diabetes. Plus, stick around to find out how you can get 2 free gifts. And now, let's explore the superpowers of matcha tea. In order to understand its superpowers, it's important to look more closely into what matcha is. Just like green tea, matcha comes from a plant named Camellia sinensis. However, it is grown and harvested differently. For green tea, the leaves are harvested, heated, and dried to create loose or bagged packs of teas. For matcha, the camellia plant grows in the shade for up to 30 days before the harvest. After that, the stain and the veins of the leaves are removed, and the remaining parts are stone grounded into a green powder-like form. Because of this careful growth and extraction process, it is estimated that matcha tea is 10 times more potent in antioxidants than green tea. So what does that imply exactly? Green tea and matcha tea both come with strong antioxidants such as L-theanine, caffeine, and catechins. L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid that influences the nerve impulses in the brain. It has been linked with reducing anxiety, promoting relaxation, and improving sleep. And sleep is something diabetics need to watch out for. This is because not only blood glucose levels can affect your sleep, but poor sleep can also trigger more irregularity in blood glucose. In short, sleep is a catch-22 for diabetics that needs to be monitored. And it seems that the L-theanine found in matcha can promote better sleep. A study found that consuming 100 milligrams of L-theanine twice a day significantly reduced sleep deficiency scores. 1 cup or 200 milliliters of green tea contains about 7.9 milligrams of L-theanine. In comparison, 1 cup of matcha contains 40 milligrams, which is a huge increase. Next, we can find catechins. Catechins are in both green tea and matcha, but once again, there is a big difference. Catechins, also known as epigallocatechin 3-gallate or EGCG, is an antioxidant that reduces the production of cytokine cells, which influences inflammation. Chronic inflammation with diabetes can modify your cells and trigger more insulin resistance. Alternatively, catechins have been found to reduce it. A 2016 Japanese review explored the efficacy of green tea's catechin compounds on inflammation. After examining various cellular, animal, and human experiments, researchers observed that all in all, green tea effectively attenuated pro-inflammatory cells in the body. A cup of green tea will contain about 180 milligrams of catechins, while matcha will score a shocking 10,960 milligrams of catechins per cup. Lastly, both green tea and matcha also come with an antioxidant you might be familiar with: caffeine. Caffeine has an anti-inflammatory and brain-stimulating property. It has been shown that because of these components, caffeine can increase your metabolism and reduce the risk of diabetes complications. Various studies found that consuming caffeine can reduce the risks of heart disease by up to 18% and lower the risks of type 2 diabetes by up to 29%. In the case of caffeine, both green tea and matcha contain 35 milligrams per cup, which is enough to experience its benefits, without being as strong as a cup of coffee, which accumulates up to 94 milligrams per cup. All in all, 1 cup of matcha supercharges the amount of antioxidants you receive compared to green tea. But is it actually beneficial for diabetics to consume that much L-theanine, caffeine, and catechins? Perhaps, but there are also some cons when you're living with diabetes. So let's dive into what those are, with the 3 downsides of matcha green tea for diabetics, starting with number 3, contaminants. We've seen that when green tea is harvested and heated, it removes a handful of contaminants. Matcha, on the other hand, is cut and grounded without going through a heating process. As you consume the whole tea leaf, you also ingest everything it contains. It has been found that matcha leaves can harbor toxic heavy metals, pesticides, and fluorides. Heavy metals have shown to disrupt organs' function and increase the prevalence of diabetes mellitus. Additionally, a study on fluorides observed that the substance reduces the amounts of antioxidants and overall quality of the tea. And pesticides are no better, especially for diabetics, as it can significantly increase the risks of complications. So, if you want to stay clear of contaminants when consuming matcha, it's best to choose powder options that are certified organic. Number 2. Liver and kidney toxicity. We've seen that matcha contains 3 times more antioxidants than green tea. In fact, drinking 2 cups of matcha equals 6 cups of green tea. And while physiological responses to antioxidants vary between individuals, high levels of these compounds can intoxicate your liver and kidney. A study observed that those who drank 6 cups of tea daily for 4 months, the equivalent of 2 cups of matcha daily, experienced signs of toxicity. Symptoms of toxicity included nausea, fatigue, loss of appetite, abdominal pain, and dark urine. If not managed, liver and kidney toxicity can lead to fatty liver disease and increase the risks of diabetes mellitus. Overall, this suggests that while matcha may be beneficial, it is best to limit and control your consumption while continuously monitoring your body's response as a diabetic. Number 1, caffeine. Yes, caffeine, even if it is in a lower amount than coffee, can be detrimental for diabetics. As a diabetic, the body is either not producing enough insulin or not using it efficiently. This means that you have to constantly ensure that your blood glucose levels stay in balance. Yet, consuming drinks rich in caffeine can negatively impact this process. Caffeine has shown to increase both glucose levels and insulin resistance. In a study done at Duke University, researchers gave caffeine to patients with type 2 diabetes before a meal. After monitoring them over several days, the experiment showed a high increase in blood glucose after meals. So while caffeine is not recommended for diabetics, the antioxidant remains a controversial topic among experts. This is because a person's tolerance plays a role in processing caffeine and balancing blood sugar. Some people are more sensitive to caffeine than others, and the way it impacts diabetes can vary from person to person. The best way to assess how much caffeine your body can tolerate is to control your consumption of matcha tea and monitor your body's response. As we've seen, matcha tea is powerful, and too much of it can be detrimental. However, the right amount can come with amazing benefits for diabetics, and we're about to explore those. But before we do, are you ready for a free gift? Discover an entire world of diabetes-fighting foods with our new book, 10 Incredible Foods That Reduce Blood Sugar. Plus, you'll discover the real reason why type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease are increasing at an alarming rate. And find out what really works when it comes to preventing these illnesses by watching our free 1-hour documentary, The Scary Truth About Sugar. Both gifts are free and waiting for you to grab them in the description box below. And now, let's dive into the 4 benefits of matcha tea for diabetics, starting with number 4, boost brain functions. We've seen that the caffeine and the L-theanine in small amounts can positively influence our mood and brain function. But why is that essential when you're living with diabetes? Well, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and diabetes mellitus can modify the brain structure and over time lead to impairment. This is because when you're experiencing high blood sugar levels over a long period of time, those levels start to damage blood vessels in the brain. Studies have found that people with diabetes are more at risk to experience symptoms such as memory loss and poor cognitive attention, along with more severe cognitive diseases like dementia. Thankfully, drinking some matcha may prevent or delay the decrease of our cognitive functions. In a study on brain performance, patients consumed either 4 milligrams of matcha or 4 milligrams of placebo tea before participating in a cognitive assessment. As a result, research showed that those who consumed matcha had better attention, reaction time, and memory compared to those who consumed the placebo. Another study also observed that consuming 2 grams of green tea powder for 2 months improved brain functions in elderlies. So while more studies are needed to determine the benefit of matcha for brain function long term, the green powder can deliver immediate brain boosting benefits to those who consume it. Number 3, promote heart health. As a diabetic, you are more at risk of developing heart disease complications, such as stroke and heart attacks. Unregulated blood glucose levels and insulin resistance can damage blood vessels found in the arteries. As a result, blood lipid markers such as triglycerides and LDL cholesterol, along with blood pressure, will increase. This process slowly restricts your blood flow over time and can lead to blood clots. So while this may seem scary for diabetics, it's easy to influence and monitor those blood markers through diet. That's right, food and drinks rich in antioxidants like green tea and matcha can reduce the risks of heart disease and improve heart health. A study in 1,136 participants found that green tea's catechins significantly lowered LDL and total cholesterol. And when we know that matcha contains triple the amount of catechin than green tea, we can assume that it is as beneficial for blood lipids, if not more. Another study also found that catechins could reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 20%. Overall, this benefits our heart health because catechins promote blood flow, reduce blood oxidation, decrease inflammation, and increase the antioxidative capacity of our blood. Number 2, increase metabolism. If you look at weight loss supplements, chances are you will come across green tea extract. This is because green tea and matcha are showing promising results for our metabolism. But why is a good functioning metabolism so important for diabetics? Well, the metabolism directly affects the amount of insulin your body produces and processes. For diabetics, this often means that your metabolism has to work harder in order to process energy effectively. A slow metabolism can influence your insulin resistance and high blood glucose levels, but consuming drinks such as matcha can help. And that is thanks to the combination of catechin and caffeine. These components have shown to help stimulate our nervous system, increase our energy use as we rest, and boost the breakdown of stored fat, also known as fatty acids. A small study showed that consuming green tea extract during exercises increases the body's ability to burn fat by 17%. Additionally, a recent trial done in 2018 linked 606 people's abilities to improve their BMI, body fat reduction, and overall weight when they doubled their individual caffeine intake. In short, green tea extract such as matcha can be beneficial for your metabolism and diabetes. But perhaps the most important benefit you can get from this green powder is number 1, reduce inflammation. Yes, by now you're familiar with the antioxidants found in matcha and their benefits for your diabetes. We know that unbalanced blood glucose levels and insulin resistance can lead to inflammation. But when this inflammation becomes chronic, it can also modify your cells and trigger more insulin resistance. Matcha, just like green tea, can be a great aid to your digestive system's detoxing process. One experiment on mice observed that matcha reversed the damage caused by oxidation, free radicals, and overall inflammation. Other studies also noted that green tea and its byproducts increase insulin sensitivity. So, should you drink matcha as a diabetic? Yes, but with caution. To get the healing benefits without triggering your blood glucose balance or other negative effects, it is best to limit your consumption to 1 cup per day, or as recommended by your doctor. Additionally, choosing an organic option and limiting sweet add-ons will help you get the most nutrients out of your tea. Matcha tea is commonly enjoyed by whisking its powder in hot water and adding plant milk. Its earthy flavoring and healing benefits are what make this drink so much more enjoyable. So why not give it a try? And now, we want to hear from you. What has surprised you about matcha? And are you willing to try out this beneficial tea? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And before you leave, make sure to claim your free gifts by clicking the link in the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button for more diabetics talk. Thanks for watching. We hope you're having a diabetes fighting day.